everyone, I'm Sarah Rydecki and I'm glad you found your way here. In my previous video that introduced the Create and Connect Art Starter series, I said, as I often do, that the voices are within us all to create. We can all be artists. So with that in mind, in this video, I will give some tips for adopting that artist mindset. I'll talk about tools and supplies that you might use throughout the program, and I'll introduce the first art starter that you can try. Let's talk tools and supplies for our drawing art starters. All you really need is a drawing tool and some paper. And there are tons of tools to choose from. I would encourage you to play around with what you already have and find out what you like best. As far as paper goes, that's up to you as well. I find myself often doodling in the edges of my notebook paper when I'm taking notes. But if you're interested in making drawing a daily habit, you might consider getting a drawing journal. They come in a variety of sizes, paper textures, paper weights. It's really up to you. You could even use regular white copy paper. White copy paper can even be turned into a little booklet, which I'll talk about in just a bit. Before I talk a little bit about developing that artist mindset, I thought I'd show you a way that you could make your own little art journal, a little booklet out of a folded piece of copy paper called a zine. Here are instructions if you want to pause the video. You could make your own. I made one to talk about that artist mindset. I know that everybody watching is at a different stage in their artistic journey. I'm using this to talk to those of you who may just be wanting to try drawing and have not had a lot of experience doing it. You are an artist, and this will give you some tips on finding that creative voice. First of all, give yourself the time and space to create. Make a little time for yourself, a little escape. It doesn't have to be long. Place doesn't really matter, but if you do want to create a quiet space that's nice and comfy, where you can clear your mind and have that time for yourself. Consider centering yourself before drawing, clearing that clutter from your mind. I find that drawing often is the act that declutters my mind. Breathe and find that escape from the busy day. And then remove any negative thoughts that you might have. We all have inner critics. Take that judgment away when you're drawing. Not always easy to do. Focus on the making. We're talking about process over product here, where the experience of drawing is what matters. Feeling the flow, relaxing, becoming one with your drawing. Just some tips to help you move forward as an artist. Here I'll be demonstrating our first art starter prompt that I call Flow Zone Doodle, and it is just that, to try and get you into the flow zone. So you'll have your paper, you'll have your drawing tool, and you will be breaking up the space with lines and shapes. Doing so without any preconceived notions, no end result in mind, starting anywhere. Maybe play some quiet music while you're doing this, kind of center yourself, breathe, let whatever comes to mind flow from your mind to your hand and through your pen or your pencil or whatever you may choose to draw with. I'm not going to talk while I do this. I'll speed it up a little bit in the video, but I'm just making decisions as I go along. I'll stop there for now. I could always add more. And I would continue filling the space, making decisions as I go along, just finding myself filling the space and immersing myself in the drawing. That's as simple as that, a flow zone doodle. Everyone's will look different, of course, and it's just a way for you to loosen up, and it's as simple as that. I hope this next drawing will also take you into the flow zone. It was inspired by a quote that I heard not too long ago. Relax into nature. It will pick you up like a river. A river flows, and in that river there are usually rocks that want to stop the flow of the water. Kind of like life. When there are obstacles that block our flow. This can be a visual representation of that flow. So I started with these sort of oval shapes, sort of representing the rocks. And then I'm just slowly, almost meditatively, letting my lines find their way around those oval shapes, those rocks, creatively winding around and within, squeezing other lines in when we can. Sort of representing this idea that we keep on moving. I was reading some of Dr. Wayne Dyer's writing years ago, and he made an interesting connection about life to the children's song, "Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream." The stream being life. Gently. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream, even when there are big boulders in the way. We can move along merrily as we can. And in drawing, giving yourself that time and that space, the flow, we might make life a little bit merrier. So this is an example of a river drawing. I did it while I was talking to you, but in silence, I would have found myself more in the flow zone. And once I start, it's sometimes hard to stop. River drawing. Perhaps you'll enjoy it.